right, now in the last couple of days, Nigeria's two major political parties, or two of Nigeria's major political parties, as the All Progressive Congress (APC) and the People's Democratic Party (PDP), held their respective national convention in Abuja to elect new leadership and define their path towards the 2027 general election. Now we are going to be, we will have a guest, because what we're basically going to look at today is we're going to look at the state of Nigeria as is at the moment, in the eyes of the people, because a lot of people are now becoming Nigeria, becoming disinterested in the political play of this country. So we're going to look at Nigeria at the crossroads, the power, the politics, and the people. And we'll have our guest who is going to join us in the studio very much later, and he will speak to us. The guest who is from the third party that is yet to do their convention. So he'll come and tell us what his views are. But what we are looking at in the next couple of minutes, we're going to look at the national conventions, the results, and the fallout of all these conventions. So we begin with the APC. On the 27th to 28th, it was an all-night procedure. First of all, I have to say I was impressed that these people were able to stay there all night. Man, it was not fun to see elderly people trying to open their eyes all through the night. I don't know why they did it all night. Maybe it was when they had the time or something. But they held their convention at Lagos Square, and as much as I'm skeptical about the way the APC has been running the country, but I like to say I was pretty impressed at the organization of the convention. It was unified. There was almost no scruples. They had new leadership, a new executive committee, NEC, to lead the party. There was consolidation, there was unity. They had a 92-member committee that was inaugurated in February 20, that was inaugurated to ensure that the process was transparent and credible. And these people did a great job, because they did what they can to make sure that there was internal unity after a lot of pre-convention activities. They went to World, and there was zonal congresses. So I give kudos to the APC. They did a great job there. And what was also obvious was political direction. Even before the convention, a lot of Nigerians already knew the outcome, what is going to happen at that convention, because
But I'm not sure Nigerians saw the tear gas incoming.
the tear gas in that.
Yes. Because you're saying that you're sure that Nigerians saw it coming, but I'm not sure Nigerians saw the tear gas, because I didn't see the tear gas incoming. I just saw that.
I saw the tear gas incoming.
You saw it coming?
With every gathering.
You have the same things.
Yeah, because if you understand Nigeria, that every gathering, political gathering in Nigeria, there must be some skirmishes that will cause police to do something.
But why though?
It's like I said, it's not in our system. We just are like that. It's like we can't help ourselves anymore.
This new normal is not normal.
Yeah, it's like it's wrong. It is ridiculous, but we can't seem to help ourselves anymore. So that is why I'm not even giving it countenance anymore, because it's almost like well, it's what you expect at every, just the same way in the PDP, which we'll talk about later. You have another faction coming out to say we don't agree with that faction. It's the new normal. Like it's just, it happens. APC for now seems to be the only among the both. APC is the only one that has done their primaries, and they seem to have agreed with everything that they did there. Nobody is coming out to say
nobody's opposing.
Nobody's opposing. So, and what is even more interesting is it was consensus. Like they just generally agreed. There was not votes, nothing was counted. It was just consensus, and they had this sort of agreement. So kudos to them. They prepared themselves. They did all the internal mechanization for the APC was working before they went to do their convention, right? Unfortunately, we cannot say the same for the other party, but that we'll get into that. So then there was security, the tight security measure. Of course, the president and the vice president. President was there, the vice president was there, the head of the National Assembly was there. Of course, there was tight security. I believe at that point, that place should be the most secured place in the country, because all the leaders were all there. So at the end, the National Working Committee for the APC have as their national chairman Professor Nenta why he was re-elected, which goes to show that I'm sorry I can't pronounce his name like that, but I know his name is Netawaye. That's what I call him. I think the other is Iwade or something like that. He was re-elected. Then the national secretary is Senator Surajuddin Ajibola Bashiru, deputy national chairman not Ali Mukar Dalori, deputy national chairman Sir Dr. Benjamin Obiwonye, national publicity secretary Felix Morka, national organizing secretary Mohammed Sulema Agbungu, national youth leader Dayo Israel, vote for him, national women leader Dr. Mary A. Idili. Now, this is where I have my grouse. Every political gathering, we vote, right? People vote. This was even done by way of consensus. Then the only position you have a woman is women leader. As if a man would be a woman leader before. But what happened to having a woman as the national chairman? Okay, fine. The former national chairman has done so well.
The national chairman. Will they now change the national chairwoman?
He'll become national chairlady now, chairperson. But fine, the person who was there did well. There's nothing wrong with having a woman as the secretary, deputy national chairman, publicity secretary. We have all these people. Then national, the obvious one was given to women.
Yeah.
I just wish, I don't want to say attention should be paid to women. I think I just wish women would pay attention to themselves, because it goes without saying that in the way the world is now, nothing is handed out to you for free.
Let's not go that route, because the route you want to tow this morning is not it.
Oh, what's wrong with the route? It's the truth now.
Why would you say
you can't sit down and wait for something to be given to you?
But we do not know how many women are even under the carpet that are, struggling or fighting their way up there, that are being suppressed by these men.
They fight more, because see, let me explain. Let me explain my point to you. You see, Senator Natasha.
Yeah.
You see how they are fighting her in the national. I feel that is because she's a woman, but she's fighting.
Yeah.
Any way she can, she's fighting.
Yeah. Fight. So encouraging women to fight like her.
Are you waiting for men to be giving you things?
No, as it should be, because men fight.
Because even we are still fighting to get more.
Yeah,
so the little that we have, you want them to, like for the national chairman now, with the plethora of political bigwigs we have in the APC, you think they will now just sit down and decide, okay, we are so nice, we are gender sensitive, let's give it to a woman. It will never happen until the women step up and fight for it. But what you see most times in a lot of all these political gatherings is women are majority of the women are drafted into praise singers. They are there to shout, ooh, ooh, yeah, for the men, while the men take the position. So I feel, to a very large extent,
after all, the place of a woman is in the kitchen, right?
I don't agree with that. I don't believe anybody has place.
Well, it was our ex-president that said that. So.
Yeah, I believe everybody's place is where anybody. Your place is where you want to be. If you want to be in the kitchen, good for you. If you want to be in the boardroom, good for you. Anybody can be anywhere. Sure. My point is, nothing is handed to anybody.
Especially on a platter.
Yeah. So if you are a woman and you are in all this political space, don't come out and be giving press speeches about how the men should give you position. The men should give you position. That has been the challenge. You keep waiting for men to give you position. Men that are looking for this position for themselves. So men, we are not that nice. We are not that nice. I think the earlier we know that, the better for the women. So
yeah,
say something, please.
No, let's
I don't want it to look like.
Let's move on from that. Let's move on from that.
All right. So these are some of the members of the NWC in the political party. And the president also made a speech. I don't know if we have the video of that speech. We had that video yesterday. We have the video in our PD. All right. The president had a speech. He made a speech, and the president's speech actually called for unity, renewed hope. I have issues with that. I have issues. No, honestly, I have issues with anybody telling me about renewed hope, because this last 3 years has been renewed hope, and I don't understand.
But just keep being hopeful. right? So your hope should always be renewed because you have to. Your hope, you just have to be hopeful, though. At the end of the day, on a more serious note, you just have to be hopeful for a better tomorrow. Either the tomorrow that we'll fight for, or the tomorrow that happens to us. But we just have to be hopeful.
I personally don't think the challenge Nigeria have is um, the challenge of inflation, fear scarcity. I think I told somebody, I said these are tangents that we attach ourselves to give our complaints.
Mm,
I do believe that the major challenge we have as a country is we have a leadership that is expecting us to make sacrifices. Why
mm,
they themselves are not sacrificing?
yeah.
Like the shoe,
The masses are always
yeah,
sacrificing.
they always put it on our face how they are enjoying themselves. The other day, the president went to the UK. For the life of me, I don't know why all the governors would go with him. It was ridiculous to see people. Do you know how ridiculous it is for people to tell you goodbye at the airport and tell you welcome at the other country? Do you know how ridiculous that looks like? You are leaving. Oh, bye bye, bye bye, Mr. President. First of all, I don't know why he needs all those favors. He's just traveling. It's not.
It's just a
It's
trip.
just a trip. But fine, we spend a lot of money doing farewell. Then these same people that bid you farewell enter another PJ
They come
and
here
go to
first
where
before you.
they are. I don't know whether they get there before him. I don't know how they do it. Whether
But
he
of course,
gets there, goes to the
they have to
hotel.
be there to welcome him now. So
I
yeah,
don't.
so
I
they
really
get
don't know how they manage that. Whether he got there, went to the hotel, then they got down,
you see
then
the
he came
whole
back and they staged
entourage
you.
of
Like, why?
entourage of
What is the
people.
essence behind that? So you are asking us Nigerians to pay the price. Nigeria will be better. Pay the price now. It will be better tomorrow. But meanwhile, money that probably would have been spent in doing something that would help the economy, we use it to carry people from Nigeria to the UK or outside the country to welcome you.
I would say Nigeria has normalized what we call misplaced priorities.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
just do the wrong things and want to accept it to be the new normal.
All right. So the key highlight for the speech is he called for national reform and the economy. Said difficult decisions such as subsidy removal were made, and that they would these reforms is for the betterment of Nigerians in the long run. He also talked about infrastructure and power. He said electricity will become better. I find that hard to believe. Why I find that hard to believe is that his office has been removed from the national grid. So I don't know how he's going to tell us it's going to be better.
But why can't they ask? I mean, ask Abia State Governor how he's doing it. It's
I,
not
I,
rocket
I
science,
think the mistake you're making is you thinking they don't know how to do it.
right?
Akpabio was a governor and he didn't do badly as a
Mm,
governor. So
true,
they
true
know how
that.
to do it. They just don't want to do it.
You just don't want to do it.
When he talked about security, he said he reaffirmed his determination to fight terrorism and insecurity to erase terror out of the land. He had the opportunity to show his new found determination yesterday, and he did not do it. Then he also talked about democratic integrity. So his administration does not seek a one-party state. And he also talked about party growth. Personally, this is me as a Nigerian, not just a media personality or a journalist. If I'm looking at this speech from the lens of a regular Nigerian who maybe doesn't have enough information at his disposal, everything he says apart from party growth, every other thing that he said in the speech, the reality on ground is the opposite. National reform and economy, is that what we're talking about? What the prices have gone almost 150% higher
Yeah.
than when it took over. Infrastructure and power. Now, if he says electricity will become better, we'll take it as okay, the regular thing every politician say when they are in office. But he has actively removed his office from the national
From the
grid.
national grid.
So
So
how
we're
are
more or
you?
less on our own.
Yeah. So how are you going to prove to us that you are sincere there? Then we talk about security. He finished just talking about just a day after something happened in Jos. Nothing serious has been done or said about it. Then democratic, he said he doesn't seek a one-party state. But everything that has been happening, we have 36 states. 30, is it 30? I mean 32.
31.
Okay. 32 is now in the APC.
So
we just have just.
Tell me more about one party state.
Yeah, so
I think we have the video up now.
Okay, the video is ready.
Yeah.
All right. So let's hear. It's a portion, not the whole thing. It's a long speech.
Yeah.
So,
just a portion of the speech.
So let's go. All right, so we apologize for that audio glitch there. I believe our technical thing will get it fixed. As soon as it's fixed, we'll hear a except of the president's speech. But before that, we go on a quick break, and when we return, we are going to look at the PDP National Convention and analyze it as much as we can. Stay tuned.
If democracy had an engine room, the National Assembly would be right at the center of it. From lawmaking to keeping government powers in check, this arm of government plays a crucial role in how Nigeria is run. But what exactly does the National Assembly do, and why does it matter to us as everyday Nigerians? Let's break it down.
The National Assembly is Nigeria's federal legislature, established under the 1999 Constitution. It is responsible for making laws for the entire country and represents the Nigerian people at the national level. Nigeria operates a bicameral legislature, meaning the National Assembly has two chambers. The first is the Senate, which consists of 109 members. Each of Nigeria's 36 states elects 3 senators, while the Federal Capital Territory elects 1. The second chamber is the House of Representatives, made up of 360 members elected from federal constituencies across the country, based largely on population. Together, these two chambers ensure that both population size and geographical spread are represented in national decision-making. So why does Nigeria operate 2 legislative chambers instead of 1? The bicameral system is designed to promote balance and careful decision-making. While the House of Representatives reflects population distribution, the Senate ensures equal representation of each state. This structure prevents dominance by more populous regions and encourages broader national consensus before laws are passed. It also creates an internal system of checks where both chambers review and debate legislation independently. The primary responsibility of the National Assembly is lawmaking. A proposed law, known as a bill, can be introduced by a lawmaker or forwarded by the executive arm of government. Each bill goes through a structured process. The first reading, where it is formally introduced. The second reading, where principles are debated. The committee stage, where detailed examination takes place. And the third reading, where final approval is sought. Public hearings may be held, allowing experts, civil society groups, and citizens to contribute to the process. Once passed by both chambers, the bill is sent to the president for assessment. If the president refuses to sign, the Constitution allows the National Assembly to override that decision with a 2/3 majority, reinforcing the legislature's independence. But the work of the National Assembly doesn't stop at lawmaking. One of its most critical responsibilities is oversight. This means monitoring how government ministries, departments, and agencies carry out their duties. Through committee hearings, investigations, and summons, the National Assembly can question public officials on policy implementation and spending. Ministers and heads of agencies are required to explain their actions and justify the use of public funds. This oversight role is vital for transparency, accountability, and preventing misuse of power. One of the most influential powers of the National Assembly lies in the nation's finances. Each year, the President presents the national budget to a joint session of the National Assembly. Lawmakers review the proposed spending, debate allocations, and make necessary amendments. No government can legally occur without the approval of the National Assembly. The legislature also approves external and domestic loans, monitors government borrowing, and ensures that the public funds are spent according to approved budgets. This authority gives the National Assembly significant influence over Nigeria's economic priorities and development plans. Members of the National Assembly are elected to speak for the people. Lawmakers represent specific constituencies and senatorial districts. They raise motions, sponsor bills, and advocate for projects that reflect the needs of their communities. Ideally, this ensures national policies consider the realities on ground, from infrastructure and education to security and healthcare. Through this representative role, citizens' concerns are meant to reach the federal level. The National Assembly also serves as a guardian of the Constitution. It has the power to amend the Constitution, approve key appointments such as ministers and ambassadors, and confirm judicial nominees. In extreme cases, the National Assembly can initiate impeachment proceedings against the President, Vice President, and other top officials following constitutional procedures. These responsibilities help maintain balance among Nigeria's three arms of government: the executive, legislature, and judiciary. Despite its importance, the National Assembly faces criticism. Issues such as low public trust, concerns over transparency, and debates around remuneration have shaped public perception. However, the effectiveness of the National Assembly often reflects broader democratic challenges, including voter participation, accountability, and civic engagement. Strengthening the legislature ultimately requires active citizen involvement and sustained democratic pressure.
In simple terms, the National Assembly makes laws, checks government powers, controls public spending, and represents the people. While debates continue about performance and responsibilities, its role remains central to democracy. Understanding how it works helps citizens know where power lies and how to demand for better governance. Alright guys, that is all on this episode of Explained. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. Follow, like, and share, and we'll see you next time.
I stand before you with heart full of gratitude, pride, and hope. Gratitude to God Almighty for His grace upon our nation and our party. Pride in what we have built together as a party since 2013, and optimistic about a bright future for our nation despite the challenges we've been faced. We will overcome all difficulties.
All right, welcome back from that break. And of course, you saw the just a snippet of what President Bola Tinubu, had to say during the APC convention that we followed over the weekend. Let's go away from that quickly. Let's talk on. We'll come back to talk about the APC's convention, much more later. But yesterday, Sunday, the 29th of March 2026, we also had the Wike-led PDP faction holding what it seems like the 10th convention for the party. And of course, 19 new members were unveiled as the National Working Committee members. By the way, that convention took place at the velodrome of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium right there in Abuja, in a move at repositioning the opposition platform. All right, so the PDP Constitution 2017 as amended, excuse me, actually provides for a 19-member NWC at the national level, outlining its structure and, of course, responsibilities within the party's framework. But, the highlight, yes, as you can see on your screen right now, that's the former Senate President Saraki right there. Also, one of the high points of the convention yesterday. And yes, some Wike, the FCT minister, in fact, that was the highest of the highs, yesterday in that particular convention where, probably we'll talk about that right now. He likened, the Peter Obi as the defected governor, those governors who also have defected to other political parties, especially the APC, that they are not accountable enough and not responsible enough. When the party needed them, they took off. In fact, he categorically said of Obi that when he was in the LP, the Labour Party, when there was crisis, they needed to see his leadership qualities in trying to reconcile the warring factions, all the feuding factions in the Labour Party. Instead, he took to his heels, and now he's with the ADC. So he also said about those PDP governors who are defected to the APC that when the PDP had internal crises, they needed their leadership, inputs into solving whatever that was going on. Just a family that, have a little issues. They were expecting at least bring in that leadership quality that you have that made you in the platform, under the platform of the PDP, to be the state leader, in each of the states. They took to their heels.
I have just one question.
Okay.
Peter Obi is in what party?
He's in ADC right now.
So why is the PDP holding a convention and they are mentioned? Like I said earlier with Mr. Lawrence, I do not know how Peter Obi's name always comes.
No, it will always come from his perspective. From
Atiku is there.
From
there
what
other,
he
there
talked,
other
he talked
people
about
there.
Atiku as
why,
well.
Why does Obi's name have to always come
No,
up?
he talked about the others, but he particularly brought out Obi's angle because of the weight he pulled during the previous election.
I mean, every other person pulled their weight.
No.
Atiku,
there was a move known as the Obi movement. There was no Atiku movement.
Well, but
okay, and
Atiku pulled his weight. Why was Atiku's name not? I mean, like you said, Atiku's name was also mentioned, but not as much as they keep mentioning Obi. Is there a problem? Is he a threat to anybody? Why are they always mentioning his name? Is everything okay?
Okay. From my understanding, I think that is what most other people who are opposing Peter Obi would say, is that the man talks too much.
Oh.
Yeah. And so when you talk too much, there will always be loopholes somewhere to hold against you. And that's what they are saying, that if you are really a capable leader, that you want to say you can rule this nation,
You shouldn't
then
be
why
talking
not
this
in that party level? Why not bring your leadership quality in there? That's what Wike was saying last night.
Okay, so you, amongst many other Nigerians, believe that it shouldn't be about all talks. It should be about talk and walk.
Exactly.
And
That's
so
what Wike,
far,
not me. That's what Wike is saying, and that's what the
But
majority of
you just
Nigerians.
said now that the man talks too much. So, and I asked,
No, I
that's
said
what you
that
believe.
is what is in the mind of these people who are opposing
You
Peter
confirmed
Obi.
it now.
No, it's not about me confirming it. I'm just saying this is what the narrative is out there.
Okay, so we are saying the same thing. So,
Okay.
well, you amongst many other Nigerians,
No, not me
believe
among. So you're still dragging me into this matter. I'm not saying this. I'm just
you
saying that this is
amongst many
the
other
FCT
Nigerians believe that
minister and many others, especially that faction that we saw, the Wike-led faction, because the other faction, that's the point, that's where I also want to go to.
Yeah.
There's other faction, that is coming up now, barely 24 hours after that convention.
Yeah.
They are now saying that there's a reconciliation process ongoing. They've not finished that process.
Yeah.
And then Wike came up in Abuja with this particular convention. Now, it was also known that even in this particular faction, some states did not attend that convention last night. At least one of them.
Not even some states, some factions of that same PDP did not.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That same faction, because you have that faction, definitely you have all the states in the two factions.
Yeah.
Now, in this particular faction led by Wike, there are some states that did not show up.
That did not show up, yeah.
One of them that I can remember very well is Edo State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, there were some, there were people who were put into some key positions in that particular, from the convention yesterday. I like us to know that in that particular convention, we saw some motions that were moved and passed. One of them, Natasha Akpotodwa was was on the podium to make
oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
To make a move.
Why does Natasha and Obi's name always have to come up in every political story in this country? Why?
But it was
those people, they are now more than politicians. They are now more like celebrities, because if they've not mentioned their name in one political gathering, that gathering is not complete. You must either mention Obi's name or Natasha's name. Well, yeah, let's hear what Natasha did.
Yeah, Natasha was just about some of the states that had some issues that need to be resolved, that were not resolved. So they had to be resolved. Some what's it called now? Some committees and subcommittees that need to be trashed, and some others that have to be restated, I think, from the 2024 last meeting that they had. And yes, motion moved and of course ratified to move forward. I'm just trying to get the names of the new 19 members of the NWC from that. But one takeaway from that convention yesterday night was the FCT minister, Wike, and of course, Bukola Saraki, the former Senate president, were saying that, you know what, for those who have left the party, they can still come back. But, like what Wike said categorically, but like what Wike said categorically, he said that, the party has been taken back from those who were trying to, what was the word? Not really sabotage, like hijack the political party. All right. And a very key statement that Saraki made last night was that it would be a shame if the PDP is not on the ballot for 2027 election.
So now let me.
That's very, very. It was a very sensitive statement. It would be a shame if the PDP do not field, especially from that presidential candidate.
But given what we have now, we have about 31 or 32 states that are already on the APC they're already APC governors, right? So the remaining state, what's the percentage? 32 against what? And how do they plan to actually do this election thing? Because I don't see how the PDP stands a chance with the APC. But well, the president has come out to say that we're not supposed to have a one-party state and all of that. So, well, the percentage is already high enough and it's obvious enough.
Now,
so
let me quote. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring you the video clip of that convention last night, but in subsequent programs, we will bring you up to speed with that. Yeah. But let me just quote what Wike said concerning Obi and the other governors, because that was a serious point he made. He said, and I quote, "What you have been seeing, or what you have seen happening, the actions of a faction of some governors who have walked away only shows that they lack a sense of leadership. I liken them to the former." You see how he started? He didn't just start with the Peter Obi angle. He started with the governor. He said, "I liken the governors to the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party. That candidate," he didn't mention his name first, but he said that candidate was given a platform by the Labour Party to pursue the presidency. Yet, when a crisis across the party, within the party, it was precisely the moment leadership was required. Instead of stepping forward to resolve the problems, he could not and failed to provide that leadership." You know? So I just wanted to bring that angle so that now for the former Senate president, he has warned that it will be shameful, like I said, if the PDP fails to appear on the ballot in the 2027 general election due to internal challenges. So he knows that there are internal challenges, even from this particular faction.
Before you go further, I think we have the video of the FCT minister.
Okay. Okay. If we do, please let's have it.
Yeah.
For us to move forward. So many people have spoken here. Senator Senator Saraki has said with Abamoro that they were saying, is PDP going to contest this 2027 election at all? I have told Senator Saraki, by the grace of God, PDP will be in the ballot of 2027. We have seen the reconvention, the convention that has been monitored by the electoral umpire. That's the convention that is recognized. And I thank God the INEC team, led by a able senior advocate of Nigeria, not just a commissioner, senior advocate of Nigeria. That's to tell you the importance of this convention. I want to commend you and your team for coming on time to monitor this exercise. I have a speech I should read because I don't want to freely talk like a politician. If I speak, we may stay here in the next 4 hours. So I will not be tempted to do that. Today, we gather joyously as a congregation of victorious men and women whose badge of honor remains the umbrella of the People's Democratic Party. Standing firmly with the umbrella, we overcame a tragic crisis of leadership, so huge that it threatened to destroy our beautiful party. Together we fought against proponents of ethnic and geographic division. We trounced the naysayers who abandoned the core values upon which the party was built, and in the process.
Anyway, that was Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, and of course, who is like the national leader of this particular faction of the PDP. All right. Well, from that information, before he started his own speech, he said it was not going to take a lot of time. That he prepared the speech, and that was what he was doing. He was reading from the speech. But at the end of the speech, that's when he started talking these things that I said we picked out about the UOB and the governors. But like I said, the NWC members, along with other national positions and their respective consensus candidates, let's see the names. By the way, over 2,500 delegates were on ground to effect that particular matter. Now, the national chairman is Abdurrahman Mohammed, Deputy National Chairman South, Aaron Chukwuemeka, Deputy National Chairman North, Yusuf Akirikwe, SAN, National Secretary Anyanwu Samuel, National Deputy National Secretary Kolawole Olabisi, National Treasurer Odeyeme Oladiro, and Deputy National Treasurer Lado Make. Other positions are the National Financial. I'm going to come to one thing that you people talked about during the PDP's matter. Other positions are the National Financial Secretary Ayim Henry, Deputy National Financial Secretary Dr. Grema Kiari, National Organizing Secretary Umar Bature, and Deputy National Organizing Secretary Efere Augustine. National Publicity Secretary Jungudu Mohammed, Deputy National Publicity Secretary Egu Chidebere, National Legal Advisor Kamaldeen Ajibade SAN, Deputy National Legal Advisor Aloysius Uba, National Auditor Osoha Donatus, Deputy National Auditor Dr. Adaba Yatu, National Youth Leader Ibrahim Aboki, and Deputy National Youth Leader Momo Bashir. Now, this is where I said I'm going to come to. National Women Leader went to Professor Ogunshe Adedayo, while the Deputy National Women Leader is Haiwa Chinge. Okay. Now, I think, apart from this particular leadership, women leadership thing, I think we also have one Chidebere somewhere. But
do we know for sure? Do we even know for sure that Chidebere is a woman?
No. That's what I wanted to say. The major thing there is, like Mr. Lawrence said before the break. When it comes to National Women Leader, is it a man that we're going to see there before? Even with the deputy, is it a man that we're going to see there?
We've had a youth commissioner or youth minister or something about youth, and it was a very.
Don't even go there. They will tell you he's still in the bracket of, or he is in the best position to nurture the youth.
To lead the youth, right?
Yeah. So that was the Wike-led faction of the PDP's convention last night in Abuja. Like I said earlier on, there is also another faction who, is frowning at what has happened because, like they said, there's also something that was set aside in the law courts that has not yet been resolved. And within the party itself, the PDP, they've not even reconciled the House to become one. And this is what Wike has done. So a lot will be coming up because it will also, and another thing that Wike also stated there, which was a fact last night, was that officials from the INEC, they were on ground to supervise that convention, which gives credence, somewhat to that particular convention yesterday. What we'll be left to see now is if the other faction comes up and say they are having a convention, we will now be looking forward to seeing if the INEC representatives will also be in that particular convention. So exactly that was what happened yesterday. But the major takeaway, like I said, is, like you rightly said, why is it that Peter Obi is always in the conversation in other political parties, actions or inactions? Now we have somewhat the two major parties having their convention in Nigeria back to back over this weekend that just passed. It's not left for the other political party that people are now looking at that might just also turn out to be a major party in Nigeria. We're talking about the ADC, where we have a lot of you know, great politicians. Let me just use that statement. Great politicians in that fold. We're looking forward to seeing their own convention coming up.
There's been a spree of defection. You know, everybody defecting to ADC and all that. Even Kwankwaso has left NNPP and has gone on to ADC. You know, so many defections going on. So yeah, I personally look forward to the ADC convention. I want to see what's going to happen. And I just hope that there's not going to be any tear gassing like there was in the APC. Yeah.
Well, on a final note, before we go on a break, some political analysts have started, looking at this convention of the PDP last night, and they're saying, "Are you not sure that Wike is working for for the President Tinubu to come back?"
Like I said, when myself and Mr. Lawrence started, I said I saw somewhere yesterday or this one, I can't really remember. I saw somewhere where they said that Wike is more like the only politician in Nigeria who openly supports, who openly is in two parties.
Works
APC,
for two parties. The sitting
APC
government and the opposition.
Because tell me why. And does he have any kind of impunity, or why does he do so with so much boldness and nothing is happening? Nobody's calling him to order. Nobody's holding him by the books. And by the way, why does one party have two factions? Is it now the new normal?
The APC is not even a settled home as well.
Yeah, but the PDP is too obvious.
Yeah, it is.
It's so obvious. So, like you said, this PDP convention, it was clear that some states were not part of it.
Some states were not part of it. They were told from their state level not to attend the convention. All right. As usual, of the character of Nyesom Wike, he was also an entertainer last night. He danced like never before.
Oh, he did.
All right. That's it for the PDP's convention. But in subsequent bulletins, we'll expand what we saw over the weekend as regards the PDP. We'll go for a short break. When we return, TVM Express continues. Stay with us.
In every democracy, power does not operate in silence. Someone must ask the questions, tell the stories, and shine the lights where others would rather keep things hidden. In Nigeria, that responsibility largely falls on the media. From newspaper and radio to television and digital platform, the media plays a powerful role in how the country is governed. Here on Explain, we're going to be looking at the roles of media in governance, how it informs, checks powers, shapes public opinion, and strengthens democracy.
When we talk about the media, we mean newspapers, radio, television, and digital platforms such as news websites and social media. In Nigeria, the media reaches millions of people every day, in cities, towns, and rural communities. From early morning radio to the late night TV news, the media is often the first source of information to the public. The first major role of the media in governance is information. The media tells Nigerians what the government is doing, new policies, budgets, laws, appointments, and national decisions. Without the media, most citizens would be completely disconnected from the government activities. By reporting the news, the media keeps governance visible and open to the public. Another important role of the media is acting as a watchdog. Journalists observe government actions, investigate wrongdoing, and expose corruption or abuse of power. When public funds are misused or leaders fail to do their jobs, the media brings these issues to public attention. This role helps discourage bad behavior in government and remind leaders that the public is watching. Because of media reports, government officials are often forced to explain their actions. When stories trend in the media, ministries issue statements, agencies respond, and sometimes investigations are opened. This process is called accountability. leaders being answerable to the people. In this way, the media helps balance power between the government and its citizens. The media does not only report news, it also educates the public. Through discussions, interviews, and special programs, the media explains government policies, citizens' rights, and national issues in simple language. Radio programs in local languages and TV discussions help Nigerians understand how governance affects their daily lives. Elections are a major part of governance, and the media plays a key role during this period. The media educates voters, introduces candidates, reports campaigns, and monitors the electoral process. On election days, media coverage helps promote transparency and reduces the speed of rumors. This helps citizens make informed choices and strengthens democracy. The media also gives ordinary Nigerians a voice. Through phone-in programs, interviews, and social media engagements, citizens can express their opinions and raise concerns. This allows the government to hear directly from the people and encourages public participation in governance. Despite its importance, the media in Nigeria faces challenges. These include pressure from powerful individuals, threats to journalists, lack of funding, and the spread of fake news. Some media houses also struggle to remain independent. These challenges affect how effectively the media can perform in its role in governance. Without the media, governance would lack transparency. The media connects the government to the people, keeps leaders accountable, and helps citizens stay informed. A free and responsible media strengthens good governance and democracy in Nigeria.
In the story of Nigeria's democracy, the media is more than just an observer. It is an active participant. By informing the public, holding leaders accountable, and giving voice to the people,
Welcome to DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, engineering services, construction and fabrication works, specialized procurement and supply, operations and maintenance services, and integrated marine services, delivering supply boats, crew boats, tugboats, barges, houseboats, and speed boats. At DERSAG Engineering, we are committed to quality, safety, and timely delivery, ensuring that every project meets and exceeds expectations. DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited, your trusted partner in delivering world-class engineering and energy solutions.
in every democracy, power does not operate in silence. Someone must ask the questions, tell the stories, and shine the lights where others would rather keep things hidden. In Nigeria, that responsibility largely falls on the media. From newspaper and radio to television and digital platform, the media plays a powerful role in how the country is governed. Here on Explain, we're going to be looking at the roles of media in governance, how it informs, checks powers, shapes public opinion, and strengthens democracy.
When we talk about the media, we mean newspapers, radio, television, and digital platforms such as news websites and social media. In Nigeria, the media reaches millions of people every day, in cities, towns, and rural communities. From early morning radio to the late night TV news, the media is often the first source of information to the public. The first major role of the media in governance is information. The media tells Nigerians what the government is doing, new policies, budgets, laws, appointments, and national decisions. Without the media, most citizens would be completely disconnected from the government activities. By reporting the news, the media keeps governance visible and open to the public. Another important role of the media is acting as a watchdog. Journalists observe government actions, investigate wrongdoing, and expose corruption or abuse of power. When public funds are misused or leaders fail to do their jobs, the media brings these issues to public attention. This role helps discourage bad behavior in government and remind leaders that the public is watching. Because of media reports, government officials are often forced to explain their actions. When stories trend in the media, ministries issue statements, agencies respond, and sometimes investigations are opened. This process is called accountability. Leaders being answerable to the people. In this way, the media helps balance power between the government and its citizens. The media does not only report news, it also educates the public. Through discussions, interviews, and special programs, the media explains government policies, citizens' rights, and national issues in simple language. Radio programs in local languages and TV discussions help Nigerians understand how governance affects their daily lives. Elections are a major part of governance, and the media plays a key role during this period. The media educates voters, introduces candidates, reports campaigns, and monitors the electoral process. On election days, media coverage helps promote transparency and reduces the speed of rumors. This helps citizens make informed choices and strengthens democracy. The media also gives ordinary Nigerians a voice. Through phone-in programs, interviews, and social media engagements, citizens can express their opinions and raise concerns. This allows the government to hear directly from the people and encourages public participation in governance. Despite its importance, the media in Nigeria faces challenges. These include pressure from powerful individuals, threats to journalists, lack of funding, and the spread of fake news. Some media houses also struggle to remain independent. These challenges affect how effectively the media can perform in its role in governance. Without the media, governance would lack transparency. The media connects the government to the people, keeps leaders accountable, and helps citizens stay informed. A free and responsible media strengthens good governance and democracy in Nigeria.
In the story of Nigeria's democracy, the media is more than just an observer, it is an active participant. By informing the public, holding leaders accountable, and giving voice to the people,
Welcome to DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, engineering services, construction and fabrication works, specialized procurement and supply, operations and maintenance services, and integrated marine services, delivering supply boats, crew boats, tugboats, barges, houseboats, and speed boats. At DERSAG Engineering, we are committed to quality, safety, and timely delivery, ensuring that every project meets and exceeds expectations. DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited, your trusted partner in delivering world-class engineering and energy solutions.
All right, welcome back from that break. And yes, you're still watching TVM Express right here on TVM. And on this segment, we want to look at something, big, so to speak. We want to look at how Nigeria has fared so far under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the past 3 years. Let's look at the very big picture. What really, could be said about what we have seen in the last 3 years? In the meantime, we also look at how Nigerians are faring, especially at the crossroads right now. We talk about power, we'll talk about politics, and the people as it is. So I'll bring Maro, who is still here in the studios. Let's talk about the crossroads. Let's talk about, power first off, one of our episodes right here on TVM Express, we touched on power because these are some of the key areas that you want to rate this administration right from 2023, power. And of course, we'll talk about the impact of the economy, his economic reforms, yeah, and of course, how the people have been affected. But let's start first of all with power. What's your take on this administration so far when it comes to power?
Okay, so since 2023 till now, no, since 2023 till late last year, so in November, December 2025, there's been some hiccups with the power. The power has been epileptic. But from December 2025 up until March 2026, it has gone from, let's say, if it was 30% light we used to have within these years, from December 2025 to March 2026, it has reduced drastically through. I'm just saying my own percentage. It's not like it's a statistical given percentage anywhere. I'm just giving my own rough estimate.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that the remain that 30% light we used to have within these years, epileptic and hiccup lights. Now, from December 2025 till now, March 2026. It has reduced drastically, and if you ask me, I think it has reduced to more than minus 0%, because it is crazy. This month of February and March, the rate at which people complain about light outage, power outage, is crazy. And let's not even talk about the outrageous estimated bills that comes up, that people have to pay for light that they did not see.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking as a Nigerian, how can you be paying for something that you do not use? That's like the worst kind of oppression that you can do to anybody. This person did not use this thing, but you're asking for the person to pay for it. It's unfair. And if you ask me, from 2023 till now, we haven't gone anywhere in power.
No.
And sorry to cut you. And just getting to know that even the federal government, they've cut themselves off the national grid. That just leaves us hanging.
Okay, before we talk about the national grid, still on the issue of power. Before we had all these national grid collapsing here and there, there was also the issue, not only in this administration, I think even from the onset of when the APC took over in 2015, during the time of the late Buhari, there was something that was very, very significant in the power sector. It was all about tariffs, for electricity that we pay for, the different, the how will I put it now, the volatile nature, up and down. Today it will increase, tomorrow it will increase, just like that. We're having these constant electricity tariffs going up. Yet, as at that time, people were even still complaining that the power supply was epileptic. Now, we are still in that tariff regime. It's not like the tariff has come down. But now, it's more or less like there is no power.
There's no power at all for that tariff to even work on.
Not to mention the seat of governance in Abuja, going off the national grid. All right, now.
Well, sorry, Mr. Fred, before you go for that, let me ask you this as a Nigerian.
Okay.
Hearing or having to know that the highest power in Nigeria has gone off the national grid. What does that make you feel? How does that make you feel as a Nigerian?
It's loss of trust, first of all. Yeah. Because for every administration that comes in, one of the things that they want to fight for is the trust of the people who elected them into office.
Yeah.
So, but you doing that thing you just talked about now, the seat of governance going off the national grid, when we remember during the campaign leading to the 2023 election, the president, then an a contender, said if he is voted into power in his first tenure, if there's no constant electricity,
Yeah, they
don't
shouldn't
vote
vote
him.
for him.
So
Unfortunately,
I think
Nigeria is not a
that
place
is,
that we can hold our leaders accountable.
yes, that
That's
should have,
enough thing to hold
yes,
him
to
by.
at least to hunt him in this next election. But like you rightly said, it's a country where such things don't happen. That kind of recall doesn't happen that much.
And I
All
didn't tell
right.
you that's a doctored video.
Now, another thing that because we're talking about power, the politics, and of course the people. Generally, let's look at the situation that the president himself said from the beginning when he took over, that whatever reform, whatever that is, was going to be done, is going to be on the short term pain. The pain that was going to come was going to be on the short term, but on the long term, there's going to be enjoyment. There's going to be, a more relaxed economy. So don't you think that whatever we as a nation is going through right now that's the pain, the hurt right now to the people? Don't you think it's on a temporary aspect right now, that maybe on the long run we might start seeing the achievements that the president talks about?
If it was on the temporal run, I don't think the federal government would have gone off the grid the way they did. Going off the grid is
probably, it could be because they don't want to amount more debt going to these NEC and what have you, the GENCOs and what have you. Because right now we are being told that tomorrow will be the end of the month, 31st of March, and we are told that at the end of the month, the debt will rise to 7 trillion naira. All right, so probably they don't want that accumulation. So I'm just saying that's the reason why they are going off grid, the national grid, just to leave the debt level at that point. There may be service it while they are off the grid.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, like you said, Nigerians have lost trust in the leaders, and it's so bad that Nigerians have lost trust in leaders, because now they are going to fight so hard to gain back the trust of Nigerians. So as it is now, we have lost trust in leaders, so we do not even know if we should even think, or if we should even say that we think it's going to be for a short period of time, let's be hopeful and all of that. I don't think that Nigerians would want to think that way. So, but well, let's just live life as it is. As it is now, we're just living life as we see it in Nigeria.
All right. Let's go away from economic issues, because if we go into economic issues, it will take us a whole day. We still won't get to the bottom of it, because when we talk about the other parts of the economic issues, we'll look at the cost of living and poverty, which is the biggest weak point of this administration as far as I'm concerned. But let's look at one interesting area about what we are seeing in the country today: politics. How would you place politics in Nigeria? Especially in this, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. How would you rate Nigerian politics? Because we've seen a lot of defections from certain political parties to the major or the ruling political party. This all politics. How would you rate Nigerian politics? Compare this vis-a-vis this period and the previous
administration. Well, I would say that Nigerian politics, what we see in Nigerian politics today, is I stand to be corrected, but what I see is, everybody's fighting for themselves. Everybody's fighting for their head, so to speak. So, and I think they're just following the moving train. I don't know if to call that politics or if to call that democracy. I do not know what to call it, but I would say that leaders, the governors, the House of Rep members, the senators, and all, they are just following the moving train. And we know what this moving train is.
Okay.
Because I do not understand for the life of me, like Mr. Lawrence will say, why out of 36 states in a country, plus the FCT, right, we have 32 or 31 states that belong to the current ruling party. How is that? How is democracy supposed to work? I think that's basically or practically like the one party state.
Well, it's not a one party state.
It's almost becoming a one party state.
Let's get this conversation really tight. Also for the market women out there to understand that it is not a one party state. Nigeria's constitution, still maintains the multi-party states or system, in Nigeria. And so it's not a one-party state. The only thing that we are seeing is that we have a major political party. And this
major party is very, very major.
Yes, but right from the onset, that's how it's been. In 1963 or thereabout, we had the NPC, which was the ruling party then, was a major party. In 1979, if my memory serves me right, we have the NPN. We had the NPN, we had the UNPP, I think we had the NRC or NPPR or something. But it was the NPN that was the major party, that 1979 to 1983 or thereabout, before the military regime came in. And then in 1999, we also had a major political party, in PDP. And there was a certain period too, if you remember vividly, that most of the governors, most of the states were for the PDP.
Sure.
Yeah. So
sure.
Nobody said it was a one-party system back then, or one-party.
Well.
So, but today, just because we've seen 31, 32 states, up for grabs by the APC. Now everybody is saying that
it's a one party.
It is a one party. No,
it's looking like it's a one party.
Yeah, it's not really. It's just what it is. I mean, it's just like.
But I'm very sure that the time you're mentioning, when you had more states or some states that were on the PDP, it wasn't this much. It wasn't this much of a number. Come on.
Yeah, it wasn't much, but it was.
Out of 36.
It was still high. It was still really
it was high.
Yeah,
but
very high.
But they had major
they were
opposition.
Dominant.
They were dominant, but they had major opposition.
The NPN was dominant back then too. But the only thing is that the reason for defection now wasn't the same reason for defection back then. In fact, the defection was not even like this. Those states that belong to the PDP or the NPN, they were won on the platform of that political party. Just like, for instance, the majority of the PDP governors who have, cross-carpeted now to the APC, they won as governors with the platform of the PDP, not with the platform of the APC. Because if they had contested, they would have lost. Because in quotes, those states were PDP states. All right. So, but it wasn't like that. I mean, it wasn't really like that. So, politically, I would say that it's more or less like. Let me borrow the statement made by one of the APC chieftain, in the person of Adams Oshomole, who said, if you come over to APC, your sins are forgiven. Probably that's the reason why most of them are running away from the PDP to the APC. And of course, just like we had in the 2023 election where we had the OB movement, this is more or less like the Tinubu's movement. Yeah. This is the Tinubu's movement, and everybody wants to key in, because the difference now is that Tinubu is the president of the country. Obi was not the president. But he put much weight. But now they are looking at it like, if I join this president on this renewed hope agenda, I might just get my ticket back. as the governor of that state. So probably that's why they are running into. So it has
So,
made.
so would you call that democracy?
That's where I'm going. It has made politics in Nigeria to be an eyesore. You know, to
look like a joke.
Yes, to be like a joke, like we don't know what we're doing. We're not serious. And that is the reason why I am also, you know, thinking in the direction that the ADC would have been in a better position to challenge what is going on. But you look at the personnel, the personalities in that ADC. Are they really, really there to save this country or to really pose as a genuine opposition to the APC?
We said this thing in one of our TVM Express, and we said that the ADC, they're actually not opposing. They're actually not an opposing force like one would expect them to be. Unlike when PDP was in power, we saw how APC was attacking. We saw when Goodluck Jonathan was in power, we saw how Tinubu was, opposing and giving hits and putting hits on the guy. So I do not see anybody in the opposition party, ADC, that's actually coming out to oppose these people in power. So there's actually no opposition force from the ADC as the opposition party.
Okay.
So that is why I feel like they just see him as a joke.
Okay.
Because
so
there's
when
no
we now
strong opposition,
when we now look at power, because when we say power now, we're looking at who wants to be the next governor in the next elections coming, who wants to be the next president, who wants to be the next House of Rep member, Senate in a senator in the Senate, and stuff like that. You look at the power play because of what is going on with this defection thing. Are we not going to see what we are seeing now? Are we not going to see the return of these people back in power?
Oh yeah, we definitely will. We definitely will, because changing parties does not change the person.
Okay.
We are still going to see the same thing that we are seeing. If you are in ADC and you from ADC go to PDP, it does not change your person. Okay. It might change your strategy, but it does not change your person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now with the power structure that we have in Nigeria, which is not really convincing, because you ask the word, is this democracy? Are we really in a democratic setting?
Are we practicing democracy?
Are we really practicing it? Then you look at the politics that is going on in the country, especially with the ruling party. When you look at the conventions that were held recently over the weekend, that of the APC, that of the PDP, you want to ask, when you watch those what's it called now, the convention, you'll be asking yourself, is this a show of consolidation in power, or trying to move this nation forward? Because as far as I'm concerned, there was no election in, as far as what I followed. There was nothing like election. It was just consensus. Do we agree that this person, the year have it, the name?
I mean, there was one of their meeting where it was clear that the ayes had it or the nays had it, but they said the ruling person that said the direct opposite. So they just do this thing to their gain. As long as it's going to favor them, they just do it. Like you said, it's basically a consensus. They're not there to, do it for the betterment of the people, because actually the people are their bosses.
That is the next question. What's the people, gaining from all of this?
The people put you in power, so the people are your bosses. So you're supposed to do what the people want, but they are there to do what they want.
And what are the people supposed to do in order to correct? Because
to keep calling them out.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more like you send your child to school to be in school and to learn well and come out to be something in future. Now your child has gone there and is doing something else. You as a parent, your own is to be calling that child out and be, reminding the child the reason why that child is in school. That's what the citizens should be doing. Masses, we're supposed to be calling out these leaders and tell them, look, this is not why we're elected into office. This is not why you are there. The reason why you are there is to fight for the betterment of Nigerians, to fight for our good. Because you cannot tell me now that the Aso Rock is off national grid, so I should clap for you. The Minister of Power came out the other day and was apologizing to Nigerians. We should clap for you. So what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do with your apology now, sir? I don't know. Politics and democracy in Nigeria just seems like a joke.
Now
it beats me to say so.
Now, in the past 3 years, because we can boldly say that this administration has seen 3 years. By I think next month, April, we'll be able to say 3 years, of this administration. What would the people single out as the gains from this administration or the pains from this administration? Now, the pains have it more because the cost of living in Nigeria is something else. The poverty level has gone so far.
Yeah.
All right. And a lot is going on, to the people, and the people are not really happy. Okay. So it's more or less like a shame that we have found ourselves in this particular position. All right.
Yeah.
We're going for a short break. Our guest that we are expecting is already around. And in the next segment, he will be looking at what has happened in the state of the nation, in the last maybe 48 hours or thereabout. And he's here to speak especially about what happened
in a convention.
In a convention.
Beautiful.
in Eagle Square in Lagos, talking about the APC convention. All right, stay with us. TVM Express will continue after this.
In every democracy, power does not operate in silence. Someone must ask the questions, tell the stories, and shine the lights where others would rather keep things hidden. In Nigeria, that responsibility largely falls on the media. From newspaper and radio to television and digital platform, the media plays a powerful role in how the country is governed. Here on Explain, we're going to be looking at the roles of media in governance, how it informs, checks powers, shapes public opinion, and strengthens democracy.
When we talk about the media, we mean newspapers, radio, television, and digital platforms such as news websites and social media. In Nigeria, the media reaches millions of people every day, in cities, towns, and rural communities. From early morning radio to the late night TV news, the media is often the first source of information to the public. The first major role of the media in governance is information. The media tells Nigerians what the government is doing, new policies, budgets, laws, appointments, and national decisions. Without the media, most citizens would be completely disconnected from the government activities. By reporting the news, the media keeps governance visible and open to the public. Another important role of the media is acting as a watchdog. Journalists observe government actions, investigate wrongdoing, and expose corruption or abuse of power. When public funds are misused or leaders fail to do their jobs, the media brings these issues to public attention. This role helps discourage bad behavior in government and remind leaders that the public is watching. Because of media reports, government officials are often forced to explain their actions. When stories trend in the media, ministries issue statements, agencies respond, and sometimes investigations are opened. This process is called accountability, leaders being answerable to the people. In this way, the media helps balance power between the government and its citizens. The media does not only report news, it also educates the public. Through discussions, interviews, and special programs, the media explains government policies, citizens' rights, and national issues in simple language. Radio programs in local languages and TV discussions help Nigerians understand how governance affects their daily lives. Elections are a major part of governance, and the media plays a key role during this period. The media educates voters, introduces candidates, reports campaigns, and monitors the electoral process. On election days, media coverage helps promote transparency and reduces the speed of rumors. This helps citizens make informed choices and strengthens democracy. The media also gives ordinary Nigerians a voice. Through phone-in programs, interviews, and social media engagements, citizens can express their opinions and raise concerns. This allows the government to hear directly from the people and encourages public participation in governance. Despite its importance, the media in Nigeria faces challenges. These include pressure from powerful individuals, threats to journalists, lack of funding, and the spread of fake news. Some media houses also struggle to remain independent. These challenges affect how effectively the media can perform in its role in governance. Without the media, governance would lack transparency. The media connects the government to the people, keeps leaders accountable, and helps citizens stay informed. A free and responsible media strengthens good governance and democracy in Nigeria.
In the story of Nigeria's democracy, the media is more than just an observer. It is an active participant. By informing the public, holding leaders accountable, and giving voice to the people,
Welcome to DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015 certified. Our areas of expertise cut across critical sectors, including manpower sourcing and supply, engineering services, construction and fabrication works, specialized procurement and supply, operations and maintenance services, and integrated marine services, delivering supply boats, crew boats, tugboats, barges, houseboats, and speed boats. At DERSAG Engineering, we are committed to quality, safety, and timely delivery, ensuring that every project meets and exceeds expectations. DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited, your trusted partner in delivering world-class engineering and energy solutions. Welcome to DERSAG Engineering and Services Limited. We hold several specialized permits with the Department of Petroleum Resources, are accredited with service and product codes by NIPEX, certified by Dun & Bradstreet, and proudly ISO 9001:2015.
All right, you're welcome back to TVM Express. And we have with us this morning, or we have our guest this morning to show some light into some sensitive situations in the country. The person of Honorable Akundoyo Victor. Akundoyo Victor is an ADC chieftain in Delta State, and he's currently running for political office. I think the House of Assembly, right? If I'm correct, the House of Assembly, national or state, national at the national level. Oh, wish you good luck on that, sir. All right. Quickly, I don't know if you followed the APC convention, national convention that took place on Friday, going on Saturday. If you didn't, probably maybe you've gotten feelers about what happened. Do you have an assessment of that convention? What's your assessment of that convention?
Oh, my brother, thank you. If you look at what they did that day, they are trying to be very, very careful. Why did I say they are trying to be careful? Because of the internal crisis. They were trying to avoid internal crisis. Because knowing very well, if they decide to pick candidates by the choice of the parties, they will go down. Who will be able to manage it? And for that reason, the leaders, they have already shook the members of the parties not to have voice. However, it's a wise decision for them to have gone on consensus so that they can have a peaceful selection of their members.
The consensus arrangements and how it was carried out, do you see that's a sign of strength? I think you made some addition to that. Is it sign of strength or political control? Do you see that?
Yes. It's a political control. Two, you should avoid crisis within to control their members, not to have voice. I think that's what I've seen there.
Okay, but what does that say about the structure of the party as an outsider looking in? Do you think APC structurally now, what do you think they are building a solid structural background towards the 2027 election?
You see, when you're talking about structure has to do about the party. They have their own plan, and their structure started from the ward. They were trying to build their structure up, and whatever they are doing is a system for them to control their members. And that is where I look at the structure they have put in place.
Okay, so it's your view that that the APC system is a system where leadership just control.
That's exactly what it is. The leaders are controlling.
All right, now let's look at the opposition, which you belong to. You belong to one of the opposition. There are three major right now in Nigeria. We have the PDP, ADC, and the Labour Party. Right now, a lot of many Nigerians, and this is not a new statement. It's been an ongoing issue, and the reason why, personally, I believe that is, I remember during the 2014s and the 2015s, 2013s, 2014s, when the APC was formed. I remember how they were vocal against the then administration of Goodluck Jonathan. Now, a lot of people who experienced that believe that the opposition party currently in Nigeria are weak. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes, you see, they are very, very weak. Why I say very weak, if you look at the system they operated, they came to deceive Nigerians, gave a lot of false information to Nigerians, and which Nigerians really see that, if we allow these people to come on board, they will do something better for us. But at the end of the day, they could not give us 1% of their policy. And that shows that they are weak and they are not organized. They are just trying to patch and manage, which is not getting anything out.
Oh, they're talking of the APC right now.
I'm talking of the APC.
Now, my question is, the current opposition,
yes,
do you think they are opposing properly?
Yes, they are. You see, we, the ADC, we have a plan to give Nigeria the best of it all. But if you look at what is happening for the government in place in APC, they are afraid. Why are you the word they are afraid? See what is happening in Edo State. See what is happening in other part of the country. If you have a good plan for yourself and you know you are doing well, you don't need to attack the other party. Come out with your plan and let the other party come out with their plan. For I know very well that ADC is a party that will make Nigeria proud and give Nigeria the smile Nigeria is expected.
Okay, now speaking of the ADC, the ADC is a coalition of people who were in the PDP and some in the Labour and some in APC before, coming together to form a party. So it's a kind of a coalition party. Now, what do you think makes ADC stand out from other opposition parties that makes them, that makes you believe that they are the type of opposition that we should listen to?
Good. You see, like I told you, a lot of persons were in PDP, in APC, in Labour, that came together, in the ADC that came together to form this coalition. But if you look at the major people you can see there, they are the aggrieved ones. The aggrieved ones from APC, they are more. Because when they joined the APC, what they were looking at, the promises they have given to the electorate, is not there. So they see themselves as, oh, I have deceived my people. I cannot continue with this group of persons or this group of party. I see they pull out.
Okay.
So you see the PDP is the same thing too. Many of them are aggrieved about their members who just moved to APC. They look at it, we are in PDP. Why are you moving on to APC when we know that APC has failed? So those also are among those that are aggrieved. And you look at this group of, these are people who are trying to give Nigeria the true part of governance. That's why they pull out to form ADC, so that Nigerians can get what they are really expecting from the government of the day.
Now, speaking of the PDP, what looked like a faction had their national convention yesterday.
Yeah.
Which they had their a party chairman and national working committee. Now, as an outsider looking in, does that bode well for the PDP eventually? Even if INEC has said that the primaries followed the legal procedures, but considering the fact that you have the governor, who is a member of the PDP, coming out to say he is not part of that convention, does that bode well for the party come 2027? Do you think it will be good?
You see, PDP has their own problem, and their problem have been long. That they could not manage. They have known it. They are just like, let us remain floating by the title.
Oh, you think they're just
by the title, but in existence they know very well that they cannot really give any part as an opposition now. Well, look at what happened now. Even in the convention, you know that you can't have two people going together to fight for one thing. They will fight and die, and nobody will get it. That's exactly what is happening to whether the current AO or that current B or PDP. They're having their own problem. For now, in 2027, you should go and rest.
And they have said it's going to be a huge embarrassment not to have a contestant on the poll come 2027. Does it look like they are going to have one?
You see, the man Wike is a very open-mouthed speaking person. He has told us that PDP will surprise Nigeria. Nigeria will be surprised with what they are going to see. Where? We don't know where it's going to. Let's see the surprise.
Okay.
Nigeria will record the surprise. Our God will see the surprise.
All right, now let's look critically at governance as that the current ruling party APC is offering to Nigeria. You are in the opposition, so I guess you would probably have a plethora of them. But in all the failures that you think the current administration has experienced so far, what do you think is the biggest?
You see, Nigerians, we don't record, we don't remember.
True, I agree.
Nigeria don't remember yesterday.
I won't argue with that.
Because if I come now and tell you something, after 3 months you forget.
Yeah.
See, the president came up to the air to tell the whole country, the world, not only Nigeria. He said, when I come in there, I will give you light, number one.
Okay.
You see, this mouth, you testify against him. And the spirit have had it. The land have had him. That if I don't do you well, if I cannot give you light, don't vote for me again. He's just struggling. Even the sun is already reacting against him because the one that said it. So how do you look at that? He has failed.
So you think the inability of the government to provide constant electric power?
That's number one.
The biggest challenge.
What's the biggest challenge? That you see, power controls so many things.
Okay.
See, when you talk about industry, for industry to strive properly, you need light. Even that woman that ground pepper at the roadside, she needs light.
Yes.
That woman that sells mineral at the roadside to cool his mineral for people need light. So for that, they have failed. Then look at security. If somebody is planning to travel now, you just want to say, God, help me, oh, let me go, come back, because you are not sure. You are not safe. What is the job or the first duty of the government? Protecting of life and properties. Enabling environment for the people to invest. We don't have enabling environment in Nigeria again. How do you expect investors to come? They won't come. No matter the discussion you want out there to have with them, they will just sign your documents and they come back, because they know very well that they cannot invest their money in a place they are not sure of security. So the government has failed.
Right now, let's look at the common, like the smallest in the whole political structure, which is Nigerians themselves. The quote unquote, the one people call masses. I don't like calling them masses. I prefer calling them Nigerians. Now,
the electorate.
The electorate, better term for it, the electorate. Do you, as a Nigerian, because you're also a Nigerian,
yes,
do you think we are worse off today than we were 3 years ago?
My brother, you see, some years back, fella say, Nigeria, we are suffering and we are smiling. Look at what just happened just now. Fuel, 3 months ago, how much was it?
Yeah, but they will argue that it's not their fault. It's
no,
an international problem.
International.
Yeah.
Where is our refineries?
That wouldn't have stopped the price from going up.
No, let me tell you, when you are refining within yourself, you are trying to do some certain adjustment. Where's the adjustment?
But they still argue that America has the biggest refinery plant in the world.
Okay, agree.
And the price still went up.
I agree. So what are we talking about the electorate? Are they smiling? See, it's biting deep on the people every day. The living standard is biting. People are crying. People are dying. But the government is not concerned about that. Look at what they are doing now. They wrote some boys, say, city boys.
Yeah, they're
Go to Ozora Bole over the next few days now. They're going to have a party there. When the people at Ozora, they are dying, you are holding jamboree there for people, of their friends and their mates. Is that what Nigerians needed? Is that what the electorate need? See, the electorate cannot talk. The fear of the unknown, not even the unknown, the fear of being killed directly or indirectly. People are running. I've come here to say something. Many people will not be able to come here.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they will be afraid that they will trace them. If I die now, it's better that the people know that I fought for them.
All right. Now let's look at the solution your party is claiming to offer. In 6 months, within 6 months of if the ADC comes into power,
yeah,
what do you think the ADC will be doing differently?
Yes, my brother. See, like I told you, the problem of this country, we have known it. It's not sharing rice.
What's the problem?
Yeah, it's not sharing rice for people.
So what is the
we
problem?
need investors. How would the investors come? When the atmosphere is conducive, the security life is okay, and the power is there.
Permit me to ask, what exactly would investors do?
Good. Let me give you an example. Some years back, Presco came to Nigeria.
Yeah.
When the man and his wife came to Benin, around in the 80s, they went into the interior forest to go and start planting of palm trees. If the place was not conducive, safe for them, would they go there?
No, I see your point.
You see, for that reason, you see that they were able to expand to deal the whole world know who is Presco.
Yeah.
First thing Nigeria needed now is security. See our mothers who goes to farm. They are afraid now. Even the cassava that we needed, the simple food stocks we eat every year, garri, for them to go to the farm now, they are afraid. But if you have one small farm here, I have one small farm there, that one has one small farm here, you see, the garri will come down. That one is what the people needed first. So security, the major problem that my party will solve first. Security. We need security of this country. Let people be sure of what their life is up to.
What about power?
I say two things very important.
Okay.
Security and power.
How do you think, or I know you're not a spokesperson for your party, or you're a party member.
Yes.
So what do you think your party will do differently in terms of power generation?
Yes.
Distribution?
Let's go back to 1999.
Okay.
When Obasanjo came in, this problem of power was there. He now looked inward. Why are we having this problem? He now went into the ministry and saw that many of them were lousy. He had to retire them.
Okay.
To bring some changes and shake in there. Then now look at the country again. What is our problem again? Why are we not having constant light, or why is light? You know that we need what? Transformers. Then they imported transformers. So you must look down and say, what do we do? It is what do we do that bring answer.
But that didn't solve the power problem.
Yeah, because they are saboteurs. Nigerians now.
So
when the transformer was sent to the local government, those who are interested in destroying the country, they put it in their house. Some of them will have it 200, 300 in their house. So but in there that you have to watch out. For one thing you know before, it's an experience for you to fight ahead.
Okay, so it's your view that your party will use that experience.
Yes. At least then now, I'll be able to advise that, look, this is what happened in 1999. Let us follow it this way so that we can get results for the people.
Now, we are in a difficult position in this country. I'm a Nigerian. I'm experienced it. Even if I'm in the media, I try to be objective. But I still have pockets. I still have bank accounts. I still have responsibilities. So regardless of how objective I try to be, I still feel the pain of whatever most of the Nigerians are feeling. Now, in 1999 was easier because it was Obasanjo. It was military handing over to civilian. We didn't care.
Yeah.
Anybody that they brought, we followed. Good and well, it was Obasanjo. He's popular. He knows how to talk. He's jovial. We liked him. He had gone through this turmoil, and we followed. Right then, down to 2000. I think it was 2000 and 2000. I think 2001 when Jonathan won his first term. Jonathan came in his first term.
2021.
2001, right?
2001.
Yeah, that was 2001. Even down to when Yar'Adua was elected. Then we started having different political parties. We now had to start making choices. But in all this, we never had an opposition party like the APC in 2013, 2014, 2015.
Yes.
Right? Now, they were able to galvanize Nigerians, right? A lot of Nigerians supported that party. I was on the election ground that day, and that was probably the first time I was seeing it was becoming clear and obvious to me that if the incumbents do not do anything, they might lose this election, woefully, right? Now, against that backdrop, how Nigerians supported the APC in the beginning and seeing the way the APC has delivered to this point, do you think we still have it in us to trust another opposition party coming from a coalition system that the APC came from and coming to tell us another sing another sweet nothing into our ears, and you think Nigeria will be able to trust another political party again like that?
Hey, thank you. You see, that area of trust, that is one of the major problems to be solved now.
Okay.
Why I say major problem to be solved? Honestly, it is called, like you said, at the time PDP came in, it's just like you put water in a cup and add salt, and you stir it. The salt will what? Dissolve.
Yeah.
You add more, it will dissolve. You add more, it will come to a point, it will become oversaturated. That salt, the water will not absorb the salt anymore.
Yeah.
It got to that point, Nigerians now begin to say, no, these people are not moving forward again. The taste now is not bitter now. Let us try something else. And that's why the electorate shift their base and their vote to APC. And what we were looking at from APC was that, oh, now we have an alternative that will see us through. But most of the things APC promise now become like ADC to just grab the power. Nigeria want to see honest system. Honest system. So coming back to your question, the problem now is that the trust Nigeria would have on these people, it's going to be a big task. But then, no matter what, the road you travel every day, there's accident, but people still travel.
Yeah.
The river you travel through, boat still capsize. People still travel the river. But my advice to the general public is that look at the credibility of the people that are coming before you.
So we need to wrap it up now, but I want you to, in a minute, convince a Nigerian who feels that politics has failed them, and convince them on why they should still believe in the entity called Nigeria.
Yes, Nigerians, I want to advise you. As me and you know, we have no other country. Whether you say, I'm running to America, I'm running to this area, you are still coming back to Nigeria. When you get there, you are a stranger there. No matter the state they give to you, you are a stranger. Nigeria is your country. All we need to do, let us put all our resources and build this country. We cannot run away from your house. This is our home. I advise that every Nigerian, wherever you are, plan and pray for Nigeria to be better than where you are. Somebody build where you are. Let us come back and build our country.
All right.
That's my advice.
All right. That is where we draw the curtain for today's episode of TVM Express. Thank you, Honorable, for being there with us. And
thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you to our viewers for staying tuned. Remember to follow us on all our social media outlets. We have our Facebook, Twitter, or X, as the case may be, YouTube, and on WhatsApp. You follow us. We update our news headlines there regularly. Follow us, know what is happening in the world around us. Then you could also download and watch us on the go. Or if you're using the Android, download the TVM app on the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store. All right. I've been Lawrence Junior Aguele. I'm Lawrence Junior Aguele, and this has been TVM Express. Stay tuned.